Have you talked with Shay Collins yet?
No.
Okay. Where'd he go?
I'll find him.
All right.
Or somebody will find him. I'll find him.
Shay. John is recording the event today. Cool.
Yeah, I'm all.
Sorry.
Not in the way.
Yeah. I mean, if it's
John,
Yeah.
do you think we could put like two of these legs up against
Yeah.
here so that it's?
but yeah, feel free to use that.
There we go.
Whatever works for you. Yeah, feel free to use that.
It is reversed, I know. Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe when I edit it, I can.
There's a plug here, and there's one there.
I'll do one
because someone's going to walk over it. In fact, you might want to put the tripod on the table.
That's what I was thinking. Because be in the way of people. I'll do it.
Yeah, because
No, it's okay.
I'm sure that someone's going to just walk right past it. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Christina, good to meet you.
You look familiar.
Yes.
And there's a picture on the website.
Yes, it is. That's in the flesh.
Either way.
Yeah.
All my life. Yes, it is. I have. Yeah, I'm a little high. That's usually like brighter. All the games, studying, oh, this is how you
All of us?
Why the new bottles and like he does like 3 in this video that you watch. It's so funny. That's
Sorry.
Yeah. I watched it on Monday.
Hello, sir. Hey, how you doing, man? Good.
I was supposed to be today, and just when you flying in, passing it out. Yeah. You got the magic of HoloLens.
It's very nice to meet you. We have been working for more than a year. And one thing
Golden fire, and then like ruby red. No, yeah. No worries.
I just sort of tried it there, raising on the
they're going to make a quest. The quest is going to be
draw your hand.
Hello, everyone. We have HoloLens-2 in this corner. We also have IQ3 Connect demo in this corner. I'm going to go do that first. You'll have to get behind me. It's pretty awesome.
Sorry about putting this tripod here.
Oh, it's got to go somewhere.
This is an angle look okay.
Starting on the here,
Takes both of you into a completely separate space.
but
Some
me and I have some other folks in like the VR club. And so we've done a couple of other things in the club. And then there was there was a ex-alto summit. So yeah, so we keep like bumping into each other at these kind of VR things. And so he dragged you into like the VR world. No way! Amazing!
as long as
Documentary filming? Okay.
What's your?
can be silent through the air. And it won't go very far.
Oh, so you're.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Even if there's only like 3 or 4 something.
I've left over here.
Yeah.
So they're doing the Besides that.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay. That's sorry.
I have no idea.
That's fine.
No, so like it's stationary. Another generation. But yeah, no, it's definitely the goal is that's the goal. Just move around and dance a little bit.
And these things are
Yeah.
So your editors would be like get involved like to make a final.
The goal is
Yeah.
not like the quickest ramp up. It's like you feel like you can control the environment, right? You get used to what you do, what your tools are, and any like points that anybody can use.
So you may be like this.
Say that. Very, very cool.
So the first thing everyone
The realization of all the work that
it is.
Didn't move it. Yeah. I just found this out about MIT. You can literally just like small kids, one group like if you walk in, and then I used to have this one lecture hall.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
So colleges, most colleges and universities, you can just move to the town and just start attending classes. Yeah. MIT even has, MIT goes as far as to offer a free online school. MIT Open Courseware. No one would, yeah.
But then would you come up with a link?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then what would be the point of doing this?
If you just need that, you're just
But
getting,
you get it as well.
you're getting content.
Yeah, I don't think Harvard is that big. I don't think anyone would be.
Harvard has some more locked doors, I think, that MIT does. The LiDAR.
Nowadays, they have to lock it up.
But then it's all slides, so you can see. It's not so cool.
Monster. Yeah, make sure I'm flattered, like, you know.
Was it
Yeah.
Oh my god, that hurts to see.
You guys hear me at home? Yeah, video.
Yeah, well, you're doing it
Like the whole world. Amazing. It's another kind of yeah. VR was just like a friend. It's what she does. She creates founded a VR creation in Nigeria. So kids did learn how to create in VR future and like all this. And then yeah, and then like just like going out to see the lab. Yeah. And then she like encouraged me to one thing after the next, and then up here. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about it. I've not had a lot of this yet. When I got you guys know
no, I have not.
you know that I did someone did anyway, that's happening on Saturday.
It's weird, like after doing that.
Oh really?
Because like you've got a.
No, don't tell me.
field waiting.
Wow, that's
Very
funny.
cool. It's trying to sit up here to boot.
Okay.
So I haven't
Is
tried
it like the
this
other? Okay, you have it. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is.
pretty cool. Like,
Trust.
the
Really? Wicked. I'm gonna make that. Easy.
It's just
So first we're gonna ask where it's trying to get it feels like we're trying to create some empathy to help them understand why
I know, I've been writing a software. How are you? How are you? Yes, yes. Mostly. Gates everywhere.
Oh, yes. And color. Yes. And color sounds like it. Yeah. That's fascinating. So yeah, so the idea is like those kinds of experiences are fair enough for, an average person to grasp completely. But pretty much impossible to really understand the flash of what that means, what that experience is. So the National Physics Society in the UK created this like first-person experience of a child who's having sensory overload. So like a shopping mall, exercise are like more dramatic than they should be, lights are flashing. Well, the Guardian might have push it, but it's the National Physics and like since then they've done a number of other ones. They've done like their first one was with a child, and they've done like one like start with a person outside, hearing all their thoughts and like feel the anxiety and like anyway. So yeah, sounds and everything. So it's like a 2-minute thing. And literally I just put a video on YouTube. So pop that into Google Classroom and like set out like coin the campaign thing in my family. It's too much information, that's the name of the experience. 500 plus but the experience is created by the UK National Institute, but I ended up with like over 1,000 people. So I had to buy, no one was sponsoring me. I had to buy, so I partnered with my friend PR Lab. She donated 5 Google Classrooms and I could bought 5 so that's the advocacy side. And then from there we were like, right, our next step is then to recreate a new experience that's more culturally relevant. So we wanted to have the lab, of course. We wanted to like find money and then recreate something that would be that would speak to like more Africans. We get like that. But yeah, but we prototyped something which looks really good actually. Really proud of that. I'll show still and then so that's one way, and then the other way was I used it in recruitment. So somewhere like mid 2018, I like lost a lot of my stuff. I got rid of some of my stuff, and And I got to the point where these people, they're mostly administrative stuff. So I work in they're mostly administrative stuff, like working on social media platforms, but they still need to like they need to get children. They're gonna have the culture that I want in the company. So yes, I used to get to report to. So while they're waiting for an interview, I was first given the experience, and then we have something to talk about. And then like I devised if they were gonna be any good or not. Yeah, so those are two ways. Yeah. I mean, it just has so
All right, how are you doing? I was talking to Joshua today. How's the day? How's your day? Almost here.
Another group that I work with, we probably wanted to tackle something called cultural. It's where like the two cultures come together and don't know culture. I'm from one culture, I'm from one culture, and come to the States. I tend to like lose elements of the culture that I had because like the States we don't know it's like and also it's practical. But then even at home where it's not practical, the genes culture takes over because that's a so we were thinking about how do we help people like understand what's happening. So a lot of times it's like it creates like entities like anxiety for people who are race or people who are like global, like how do I express my roots or the last 10 years that I spent in whatever country, like how I
Oh, you can! Yeah, you're right.
nice, okay, yeah, perfect. Just give me that information. Because where I was going was that my project group, that's the thing that you have, right? My project group, you see, and I'll wait for you have another too? Oh, you can't ask. So where I was very big at that thing about the problem. My group decides, I know what, we can have the we could create a so sorry, so there's this thing where basically we decide to ensure that you can use clothing just relax. That's the like give them a story to listen. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's really turned it's not about the holiday. They have the ability to really go and
We're just deploying the first two
or yeah, as well. Well, that's the thing. I reckon what it is it's until you're so familiar with all this that it's no longer then you can then see which technology and see as a school, I think that's the important issue. But at this point, they're so interested in themselves. I mean, yeah, it says women what's later up. They've been in this decades. So like, they're like, yeah, this stuff is real kids in this, you know what I mean? I think it's oh no! Okay, yeah. Like excited, so we what about this? You know, like he'll let you see how you're not quite yeah, there he is.
Oh, Jeffrey, I miss you. I'm great. How are you? Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah. My wife thinks that you're like 8 feet in or something. I'm on the top. I'm trying to eat. It's like, oh, that is perfect. I mean, look at this game. Yes.
Now they all got like Microsoft just gives out to every canon of the that way they
There's like a lot to work
Oh, you are?
Staying close makes it a little easier. Perfect. Sounds great.
Your attention, please. Oh ho, your attention. Hello, everyone. Woo! Boston VR. Please, thank you all for coming. I would like to introduce our new Master of Ceremony, the incredible Gregory Osborne. Take it away, Gregory.
All right, thank you everybody for coming. First off, we'd like to thank IQ3 Connect for being one of our keynote speaker and most importantly, getting pizza. Yeah. We'd also like to thank you CIC for hosting us and helping us set up and teaching us the vagaries of your projector. If you would like to connect with Boston VR, we've got all these links. The most important one is right here, Meetup, which will tell you all about our events and when they are, and all the information about those events. We kind of that's where we put the most of our effort into keeping everything updated. So definitely Meetup, but you can also hear us tweet and look at us on LinkedIn. We're doing a plug for the Virtuality Podcast. It's a podcast about virtual reality stuff and recent trends, and it's still updated. It's super fun. It's run by Jason Parks, right? Jason Parks, who's part of Rotu, runs it. It's very good. We'd also like to do a plug for MedXR, which is a hackathon for healthcare and medicine. It's this summer. They're still settling on a date, but they are looking for volunteers to help organize it. But if you are interested in volunteering, please talk to Jeff or to Steve, who should be who is not here. Okay.
So talk to me.
So talk to Jeff if you're interested in volunteering, helping set up a medical hackathon. We'd also always like to recommend Women in the Next Realities, another meetup group. Please find their meetup and come to their events. We'd also love to thank Brookline Interactive Group. We do a lot of events there as well. For example, we do hack days with Boston VR. We have a couple of other sometimes talks there. Great people. Check them out. They're down on the Green Line in Brookline. If you would like to buy a T-shirt and make your beautiful body more attractive, like me, you could come to us and get a T-shirt for $15. We have all the sizes. We took this beautiful picture just a couple of days ago to sell it to you. And we look great. And you can too.
Jerry has them.
Jerry has them. Go talk to him if you'd like one. We really appreciate it. You can join us online. We highly encourage you to take pictures of us and the events and post them on the meetup in the comments. We love to see them. We only have the one camera, so if you want to get the good angles, we have to get your help. So please, by all means, he's got the skirt. Please take pictures and post them to us. This event, I am the host. I'm Gregory Osborne. Thank you. Jeffrey, Jerry's over there in the back with the T-shirts, taking pictures. John Joseph is the invisible man behind the camera. He's over there right now, but he teleports over there eventually. And we also like to thank Jose Fincal. We would, of course, like to thank you, Michael Bloor, from IQ3 Connect. And so these are more Boston VR specific events. We're doing lightning talks on December 9th at right here. We already have two very handsome people presenting, but we are looking for more. If you would like to present a short, 10-minute talk on something you care about or are passionate about, please do not hesitate to come to us and ask us about it, or send us an email or anything, really.
And Casey Armstrong will be presenting. So only 2 slots left. Step up.
Yeah. There's also, we do monthly dev jams, which is basically you come and do work together in one room, and especially for people like me who are new to VR and XR development, great resource. I can ask for questions loudly and somebody will be there to help me. It's fantastic. 10 out of 10. So, but yeah, by all means, come on down. This is the Brookline Interactive Group. This is on the D line, D Green Line. It's just right on the stop. So by all means, please check us out. Super fun. I've been doing this. I get so much work done there, honestly. So come on down. December 14th is the next one.
Who recognizes that house? That was the first demo from the first Oculus Rift.
And finally, we'd like to welcome IQ3 Connect, who is our keynote speaker. Everyone give a round of applause, please.
here, kind of this.
Yeah, I bet it is, honestly.
Okay, well, I'm using my phone for something else that fast. How many of you have a cell phone or a mobile phone? 100%, I bet, right? 100%. It wasn't always that way. You know, when I started out working a long time ago, you can tell by the color of my hair, very, very few people, and they were really only used for work, people who actually needed them for work. I know it took me a long time to convince my company to get us cell phones because they were very expensive and the technology wasn't that reliable. They only worked in a certain area, small areas. So what changed? How come we've gone from maybe 1% usage to almost 100% usage of the cell phone or mobile phone? What changed?
Cost.
Yeah, technology and cost, business model. That totally changed, and now everybody can have a cell phone because it's affordable, and the technology you can actually hold. You can actually put the cell phone in your pocket. It used to be a brick. So is that much different than VR today? How many people are in this room? Not that many people compared to how many people are out there in the world. And you guys understand AR, VR, that's why you're here, but most people don't. So what can we do to get the adoption like it is for the cell phone, mobile phone? Same thing, we need to have technology that enables that, and we have to have the business model or costs enable that. And that's what, do I need it? Do I need the microphone? I talk pretty loud. Everybody says quieter. So I talk really loud. So what IQ3 is all about is delivering on-demand, multi-user collaboration. So that's connecting people no matter where they are in the world to each other in a virtual meeting space and interacting. The application that we're really targeting is people who design products, automobiles, airplanes, machinery, anything that's complex. It's very hard for people to actually understand that complexity unless they actually see it. And the way to see that is in a virtual way before the product actually exists. So what do people do today? Well, let's reimagine collaboration and communication. In the past, people still do it. They use Zoom, WebEx, GoToMeeting. Great tools for flat content. For PowerPoints, written work stuff, it's a great tool. But when you try to use it for 3D content, truly complex dimensional objects, it doesn't work. It's slow and it lacks that perspective. I know I don't have to sell you. AR and VR adds perspective. It helps us understand. It helps other people see our perspective. That's the past. Today, people are actually trying to use VR. Most of the time, they're using caves or power walls, which are fixed installations, very expensive and very hard to use. And on top of that, very limited access. You have to travel to that facility to use it. So what's the future look like? I think you've already guessed that. The future is basically something as easy as Zoom to help them reduce their cost and get their products to market faster. And that's what IQ3 Connect is all about, making VR easy to use and accessible. How do we do that? Well, the first thing that's very unique about IQ3 is we deliver our content across a web browser. You don't have to install our software to use our software. You log in through a web browser, just like you do if you're using Zoom or GoToMeeting. You just go to a web browser, put in a URL, and you're in a virtual meeting space. That's the first thing. So we address accessibility. We make it easy for people to access the capability. Next is leveraging commodity hardware. And you've seen it. We've got these headsets today. They're $250. Computers to power them is $1,500 versus hundreds of thousands of dollars of the fixed installations. Big change in the cost of the hardware. That's enabled us to deliver a software platform to help drive this growth in the application of VR. And obviously, we have to be able to deploy on a cloud infrastructure, either a public or private cloud. That's also a technology now that allows people easy access to connect to each other. And as mentioned before, cost. So not only is the hardware come down in cost, we have to bring the software down in cost. And that's what IQ3 proposes with a unique business model. We're going to be subscription-based, but if you look at most VR software providers, they charge for the piece of hardware that you're installed on, or they charge per user. IQ3 doesn't do that. We charge for a meeting space. We don't care who's in that meeting space, who uses that meeting space, how many people are in that meeting space. It doesn't matter to us. You buy that meeting space and you rent it. Now, right now, we use annual subscriptions. We envision that eventually, when we're fully up on the Amazon cloud with an as-needed type software requirement, we'll be up there as well. That's sometime next year. Right now, our customers all lease on an annual basis, and they're actually using it on their internal network. So they set up an internal cloud because they're a little bit scared about the proprietary nature of their data. But they do allow customers and partners to dial into their meetings. So who are our customers? So one of them is this company called ABL. They make machinery for testing cars or farm tractors or industrial machinery, agricultural equipment. And what they say is, IQ3 Connect delivers industrial scale VR. It's not a game. To improve communication with our clients, ensuring we deliver the right product on time, which enables their client to meet their market requirements. They're using it to ensure that they're delivering the right products to their customers. It helps them communicate better with their customers, so when they get to deliver their machinery, it's the right equipment set up in the right way for their customers' work. One installation, they're anticipating this is saving them about $500,000 because of reduced rework. They want to get to zero rework. They want to deliver a piece of machinery that the customer signed off on virtually. Another one of our customers, Bosch. Bosch is a global corporation. They're in automotive, appliances, networks. They do many different things. And what they're saying is IQ3 Connect was the only solution that could provide the ease of use that enables anyone in our company to leverage the power of VR, helping us to increase our business by being better collaborators with our customers. They provide lots of stuff to their customers, and their challenge is ensuring that their customer understands how their piece fits into the end product. And so these companies are leveraging this collaborative ability of VR. Bosch has told us they anticipate up to 10,000 users at some point in time. Today, it might be 10. I'm being very honest with you. But they see this as a technology that they want 10,000 of their employees using. So it's not just engineering people, it's not just CAD designers, it's managers, it's manufacturing people. They want them all using this technology to improve the way they do business. So I'm done talking. Now I want to show you real time. So my colleague Colin is on the phone. Colin, are you still there?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can. You don't have to talk that loud.
All right, I'm quiet down.
You might want to turn down the volume a little bit. So Colin is actually going to run through our software. Colin is based in Michigan right now. We had another colleague, the co-founder Ali. He's in India, but it was 3:30, 4:30 in the morning. So I told him, sleep. We don't need you. Colin will run the demo from Michigan. So Colin is in Michigan. We're logged into the Wi-Fi over the CIC3 or A or whatever it is. And so he's going to do a demo from Michigan for you guys.
All right, thank you.
One
So
second,
this,
Colin. Wait, Colin, I
okay.
got you set up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into his meeting. So we have this dashboard. And so it's on the web. This is all running off the Amazon cloud. So I'm going to fire up a meeting, or join his meeting, I should say. So you can see on our dashboard, there's 2 meetings set up. We're at this one, VR Meetup. I'll join the meeting.
We can't see your screen.
How could that be? It's a demo.
What's going on?
Hold on, we don't have, for some reason, my web browser's not projecting. Because it's a demo.
Yeah.
Can you run it in a window?
Should be 2, yeah.
So what I mean, on my computer, this always just projects. Yeah, it might have sunk to the application.
Try to minimize it.
Yes. No.
After it's been displaying the PowerPoint, but not.
Yeah, right? Let's stop.
There we go. All right. So Colin, it's all yours. So I just go back to the dashboard. We're already in the meeting because I went through it, but this dashboard just shows we've got 3 meetings. I joined this meeting. I just click this link, join meeting, just like you would do in WebEx or GoToMeeting. I can actually forward that link to other people, and then they just have to click on that link in their email, and it'll take them into the meeting. So, and you can see I'm running on Edge here. I'm just running on a standard web browser, and that's it. Obviously, we're looking in 2D, but in there you'll get to see it in VR. So go ahead, Colin.
All right, can you see me?
Yeah.
All right, hey everybody. All right, real quick, I'm just gonna put everyone in follow presenter mode. We're just gonna take a tour of the model here. So you're gonna be locked to exactly what I'm looking at. We're going through, it's an electric powertrain, just a simple demo model. But I think it has enough in it to make it worthwhile. So I will drop you guys off right here, and I'll show you some of the functionality. So we're trying to create a interactive space that allows you the same sort of functionality as you would interacting with the data in a native CAD platform.
Hold on, Colin. I messed up.
Oh, are you moving me around?
I moved around. There we go.
Got it?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, all right, perfect. So we have your basic functionality here, such as highlight. We can turn objects on and off with visibility, and of course we can also make things transparent as well. So some of those base functions. Additionally, we have certain ways to interrogate or explore the model. We can take measurements. We can explode the model, and we can also, take dynamic clip planes through the model also. And let me put you back in follow presenter mode real quick, and we'll just fly through here. So you can see that even though this is a simple model from GradCAD, it does have some complexity and actual intelligent design to it. I'm going to drop you guys back off again. Hopefully you can still see where I left you. And I'll show you some of the other functions real quick. So, beyond just interrogating the model, you can also mark up as you might during a design review process. So you can have the ability to annotate on the fly. We can also draw in 3D space. And my favorite is we can interact with this model as if it was a physical object. So we can grab components, rip them off, dynamically place them back. We can snap them back to the correct location, help with assembly, disassembly processes, and that kind of gives you a quick overview. But beyond just the 3D model, we can also incorporate screenshots as well. So I just took a screenshot and see if I can set that up there for you guys. So we can also throw in different screenshots, or maybe it's a PowerPoint slide or Excel file or schematic or whatever it might be, and we can create a whole VR experience. It's not just limited to the 3D object itself. And so the last thing that we'll quickly run through is this is kind of a product, but we can also use VR for facility size environments, whether it's an existing facility or a new build, whatever it might be. We can walk through and check the design before anything's actually physically built. All right, let's set that to the correct orientation here. I'll put everyone back in follow presenter mode real quick, and we'll just kind of run through what we've typically seen in the design review before. So first, it allows for kind of on-the-fly verification of the design. So, maybe just looking at these handles here, we can see that these are all okay. Accessibility is fine, no issues. Here we are getting a bit of a clash. And this is kind of the real use of VR. It's easy to see the interaction in the 3D right away without having to rotate the camera too much. But beyond just on-the-fly design reviews, you can create VR presentations in a way. So I've kind of gone through this model before and noted a couple things that I will bring us to now. So other objects, we can also load up, what might be the proposed solution. Just kind of rerouting the pipe around this facility. We can, now investigate the new design. So we can kind of create these very static moments so that, somebody can maybe come in after the fact if they missed the review and check out the work, see what the markups, the notes were, without having to, do the whole thing again from scratch. And the last thing I'll show is, we can also kind of do this on the fly and not interacting with just the parts, but with entire systems as well. So I'll pull up one last state here. And so what I've noticed here is we have an access issue with a fire hydrant due to the railing and placement. It's not very accessible.
Hold your head
and
still.
Sorry, was there
Yeah, hold your head still. Hold your head still. We're in 2D.
Okay. Yeah, what I can do, I'll go slowly.
We just lost.
Can you guys, can you see it okay?
Yeah, we're back.
All right, so you should see the fire hydrant, the safety access issue that I've noted. I'll quickly put you back in follow presenter mode and move my head very slowly. I do tend to move a lot when I talk. I apologize for that. But what we can do is on the fly, we will, and I can also show you what the menu looks like. So if I did want to train somebody remotely, I can quickly flip through the menu. They can see what I'm doing so that they can, recreate my actions at a later time. So we'll just enable to move and rotate. And what I can do is I can move this extinguisher in a very set motion path and redefine, where I want to place it. So let's rotate that around real quick. I'll let it go. And, oh, I moved it, my bad. All right, so we can now move this to a new location, and we can check the various, make sure we have enough clearance, make sure the height's okay, whatever it might be. We can check this on the fly, set up the new design, save the new design so that somebody can come in later and check this out. And that's kind of a quick run through of some of the functionality in the IQ3 environment. All right. Any questions or anything else I should show?
Yes, question.
Just for clarification, so this pipeline, this is built within IQ3 or is it just the?
No. So we're reading in CAD or point cloud data. So we read in content, but what's unique about IQ3 is we can actually manipulate the CAD content inside IQ3 and then export it back out and save it as a new revision to the CAD. We do not create geometry other than you saw, Colin, go back to the blue pipe. We can create wires and pipes. So eventually, yeah, we can create cylinders, we can probably create rectangles. We'll be able to create other things in the future, but we're not a CAD tool. Yes?
I was just curious, do you support standard CAD formats like what AutoCAD outputs?
Yeah, we support the big four, so CATIA, NX, SolidWorks, and Creo.
Okay.
And then we also support the generic formats. Yeah.
How are you navigating around? Teleport somebody?
It's through the joystick, so you can teleport, or you can just walk, or you can just use a joystick to move smoothly from place to place. And you can also elevate and de-elevate with one of the control buttons.
I see you have it working on the Rift S. Could it work on a HoloLens or a Magic Leap?
So it's work. That's the Samsung mixed reality headset, but
Okay.
it does work on the Rift. It works on everything. We have done a test on the HoloLens. The issue, it works fine, but the content that we deal with is typically way too big for those devices to handle. They don't have the compute power. We still need a real GPU. So the smallest GPU is the 1060 from NVIDIA. That's about, I mean, NVIDIA says you can use a 1050 Ti, but that's really pushing the limits.
I saw you can put in PowerPoint presentations and spreadsheets and stuff. Can you use a web browser there at that point, or screenshot the web page?
Yeah, that's interesting. So, Colin, is it on our roadmap to put a live web browser screen inside the environment? I mean, it's theoretically possible.
Yes, it's something we want to do. So right now, it's videos and images, and our next step is to get PDF documents that you can actually flip the page on, PowerPoint, Excel, and web browser.
For the 1050 actually can run the Oculus, okay.
The TII.
Yeah.
But not with the huge amount of content we typically run. So if the content's light, yes.
Would like an RX 580 do it?
I'm not familiar with that.
Can you manipulate the lighting at all?
Yes, we can adjust, Colin, we can adjust the lighting, correct?
Yeah, we can. Can I do it on the fly? That I don't know.
How many people can you have in a session?
We don't limit the number of people. So we've tested, logging in. We've had 50 logins into a session. And no reduction in bandwidth, because what we're doing is our IP is the way we compress the data, the content. So we compress it and then send it out in these packets to everybody who's in the meeting. So the only thing across the network then is positional information, XYZ. And that's what's getting coordinated with all people. And when you have two side by side, very, very, very minuscule lag, but as people are separated, it's not noticeable. It's just not noticeable. Is that all?
I have another one.
Oh, Jeffrey, come on.
So, as you know, I work in a hospital, so we have very high data security requirements for patient data. Could we run a IQ3 Connect server inside our hospital, inside our intranet, so that nobody outside.
Yeah, I'd say 95% of our customers are running it inside their own network for security reasons.
Right.
Maybe 30% of them have created a tunnel so they can communicate with the outside world, but through a very secure external server that they run and control, so that they're very careful what goes in and out.
That's great.
But yeah, so the intent is most people are running inside their own firewall server.
If there's a bunch of people in one session, can they all see each other and can they all manipulate the models, or
Yeah.
is there just one person presenting?
So we've got it set up very similar to a WebEx or GoToMeeting. Is a presenter who has full control. The other participants have some control, but not the control the presenter has. The presenter can hand off presentation rights to anyone in the meeting. So how Colin started this out is we had followed the presenter mode so that you're physically wherever he's going. And then he disconnected us so that we could see where he was, and we could wander around that same virtual space completely independently of everyone else in that meeting. Now, obviously, when you have 50 people in there, if it's a relatively smaller component, you're not even going to see the component because there's too many people. In a facility like this, you could probably have 50 people walking around and you'd never step on each other. And we have ways to turn things off. So we were showing the avatar, but you can turn the avatar off. You can turn off the laser pointers. You can do things to manage if you have a lot of people. The majority of our customers, I would say, they might have like up to 6 to 10 people in VR. The rest of the people are doing what you're doing, watching what they're doing while they're doing it. And the decision makers were in VR, and then maybe one will say, okay, now it's your turn to go look at your part. So you put on the VR headset and you work with your colleagues while we're in this engineering design routine.
Can they all talk to each other?
They can all talk to each other. Although we're having a little bit of a challenge with that today, but yes, we can all through the headsets, they have the earpieces and microphones, they can talk to each other.
I'm curious, follow the presenter mode, if you're in VR, does it also snap your view or just
No,
position?
position.
Okay.
Just position. So because it's like you're in a car now, right? So you can look around as a passenger, but you're going where the driver's going. If you're in 2D, and that was the problem with Jeffrey saying, Colin moves his head a lot, right? It snaps you, right? And so in VR, that would make you very sick.
Is there a possibility for just smoothing out those motions?
Yeah, I think so. We've talked about that. Colin, slow your head down.
Do you guys see I'm practicing right now?
You're doing much better.
Much better. It's when he talks.
Yeah, as long as I'm not talking, my head doesn't move. It's a weird phenomenon.
Yeah, first of all, great talk. That was pretty impressive.
Thank you.
I spent quite some time in the old world with Carl Walter Case and did exactly the same what you did. And one argument when we introduced HMD was that there was no facial expression you can see if you have this HMD.
Right.
So is there something on your roadmap to take care of this?
Yeah, our initial focus is not with the avatars, but we can probably, people are working on that. So why not at some point in time incorporate what people are doing for avatars into our session? Why not do that? What we find, though, is really interesting is even without the facial expressions, when we've been in with our customers doing design reviews for, say, an hour, you take off the headset and it's like, where'd everybody go? Because it's such a natural way to interact with them, even though you're not looking at them, their real face. You're communicating, with audio with them very interactively, like they are there with you. But yeah, so we have very simple avatars, but why not incorporate in the future a more complex, smart avatar?
But is it still a request? Because we structured that in the past.
None of our customers are asking for that right now. Their focus is more on the actual 3D content and making that as efficient as possible because that's their job.
The audio in the experience, is it all like spatialized? Like
No.
You don't, it's
No.
just like a conference call.
Yeah.
Is there any way
like in the files to import sounds or anything to have them kind of to at least replicate kind of living conditions, for example?
Yeah, it can be done.
It can be done.
And it is on our roadmap, but it's not a high priority.
What was it? Did I hear audio clips?
Yeah,
Yes.
audio. So being able to take
It's
audio.
it's in there.
It's in the
We do
roadmap.
have audio annotations now. Not speech to text, but you can put like recordings in. It's just not on the fly.
Yeah, but it's not spatial audio. So as you're walking around this plant, you could hear, as you move around, you would hear the change in the sound of different machines as you're moving around.
Correct. So we're close. So yeah, what we've done is we do allow you to play audio recordings in the VR space, and we have created what we call event triggers, so that when a person moves to a certain area, so a certain action will happen. Right now, that's limited to a subset of the features in our software. So once we link that with the audio, I think something like that should be very feasible.
If the original CAD has more surface detail, can you bring that in? Like, it looks like you've just got size of the speculum.
So we can bring in, we're not about photorealistic. Right? We're design review, which means the people designing the product don't necessarily, some do care about what it really, really looks like. Most of them care about how does it function as a complex system. How does it go together? We can bring in as much detail as you need. When you start looking at photorealistic, the size of the models get exponential. And so then it becomes a hardware limitation, not a software limitation. And we actually have a tuner, so we can go, full 100% quality, and we can tune that down if people want really quick and dirty. So we can really adjust that accordingly. But our focus is fast. Go from CAD to VR as fast as possible.
You mentioned LiDAR.
Yeah, point clouds. Colin, you want to pull up a point cloud?
Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick.
Point clouds are actually faster than CAD.
All right, we are up and going. I'm going to put you in follow presenter mode and not move my head. And apparently I turned my speed controls down a little too much, but here we go. All right, so this is a really quick and dirty point cloud. This was done actually with a handheld scanner. But you can see that you can get a fairly good level of detail just from a little tablet scanner. But we can also read in, data from, the professional, $20,000 scanners as well. I will pull you guys out here.
Drop the diesel. Do you drop the diesel engine in there, Colin?
I can drop the powertrain, I think.
Yeah, drop the powertrain in there.
Didn't bring the diesel engine into the environment, but I can bring in the powertrain.
So what that customer ABL, one of their applications is they do digital scans of existing facilities, and then they'll put the new equipment in the existing facility and position it to ensure that there's no problems with pipes going in and out through the walls. So they actually will design their system in VR from CAD components that they read in and insert into the digital scanner.
I noticed this is...
All right, so this is not going to make a ton of sense over here, but there we go. Let's just put an electric powertrain into the point cloud.
How did that get in there?
So, and here you can also, you can take your measurements on this as well. So we can go CAD to point cloud as well. So you can, this is especially useful for retrofits. Making sure that a new piece of equipment has the necessary clearance to, not only come in and out of the building while here it's installed, make sure there's enough access for the technicians or operators or whoever it might be.
And then they could actually design the new piping connection in IQ3 and export that out to actual to create.
Oh yeah, let me do a quick, oops, kind of move that on myself. We're gonna do a quick and dirty pipe, or I guess a wire creation maybe. Do a funky wire here. All right, maybe we'll make that a little bit bigger for everybody. But you can see I just created a wire.
Yeah, it's hard to see. Where is it?
Yeah, I'll make it bigger.
Oh, it's that zigzag thing.
It's the zigzag thing. Let's just make it bigger so everybody can see it.
Yeah, he was doing that earlier.
So we had another question.
All the rendering I've seen in 2D has been pretty slow, but this seems a lot faster. Would you be able to share with us what engine you're using to render it? Or?
It's our proprietary engine.
Okay.
That's what makes it so different.
Okay, because it's much faster than what I've seen.
Yeah. It was actually, yes, so it's based on technology that was developed at MIT about 15 years ago. And we've obviously continued to improve that, and that's the underlying engine for processing the CAD data. And then we do the rendering on top of that.
Is the MIT project open source?
No. Nope. And we're the only ones who own that IP. We have exclusive rights.
Very impressive.
Could you show us how it functions?
No. I could, but my co-founder would say I have to shoot you.
So, take it one step at a time.
Yeah. All good? Oh wait, one more.
Can you dynamically scale the CAD models while you're doing them in relation to each other?
Well, we're always, our focus is always one-to-one, but we can scale the results so we could like do a dollhouse mode. So take a big monster facility and shrink it down into something small that's it's easy to see the whole thing. That we do, but typically we'll read in CAD one-to-one, always one-to-one. And the same with the point cloud, it's always one-to-one. So my computer keeps going down. All right, well, thank you very much, everybody. And if you want to come test it out, I'm in that back room.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We have just a few more announcements and a list of demos.
I am going to do it. So yeah, thank you IQ3 Connect for the presentation. We have a couple of demos, which feel free to please check out. We got the HoloLens-2 back there in the corner, as well as IQ3 Connect in the room, which you can try it out. We also have some Oculus Quest just games. You can play Beat Saber, other Oculus Quest games, which will be over in this direction. And Jeffrey.
Virtual Safe Home, I'll be in that corner. It's some work I've been doing at Children's. It's a virtual kitchen for finding hazards for toddlers.
If you're interested in helping out Boston VR and help run it, we are looking. You can kind of see here, marketing, communications, software tech, just like troubleshooting VR, just in general. Event host, that's me. It's my first time doing it. I did okay. So by all means, and then anyone who wants to demo. And again, back to the lightning talks, which were on the previous slide. If anyone wants to talk about things for 10 minutes that they like or care about, please come up to us. Talk to any of us about volunteering. We'd be happy to listen. And also, at 9 p.m., we generally drink. Today's drinking location is Meat Hall. It's about a 4-minute walk away. Join us if you want.
Robson, you made it.
I'm here, yeah.
Hey.
I came by.
Catch me if I can.
I was there for, well, I don't know how long it was, but I was there for a good amount of it.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like a